Hey guys, it's Sun from Stories Untold Till Now, and today we're going to be doing a horror dating simulator with the creepypasta. Man, what was his name again? Smile the Painter. I don't know Japanese, so I can't read this, but it came out on October 10th, 2024 of last year by Delulu Cats um, Studio. Bloody Painter. Why did I say Smile Painter? Anyway, so um, that's fine. Content warning. This game is not suitable for children. You agree that you are at least 13 years of age. That's still a minor! Okay. This game contains some graphic scenes of violence, general CWs, realistic gore, jump scares, starvation, realistic depictions of graphic violence, auditory gore, murder, death, dismemberment, graphic self decay. Okay. Realistic. Whoa. Whoa. Hold on. Fair critique here. All of this, and you only got to be 13? Nah, baby. You're going to have to change that to 18. In the game, players can easily. But I don't believe in that, so we're fine. If you encounter a murderer, please call the police first. It's unrealistic to develop a romantic relationship with a murderer. That I agree with. That's some solid advice, guys. This is a romance game. Great. I don't know. Babes. Uh, I got it. English. Yes. I just want to lower the. Okay, we're gonna do this because I don't want my ears to blow out either. Alright. I'm so glad I lowered that, otherwise my ears would have died. Ugh. You. With a severe headache, you wake up in an unfamiliar place. As you touch the bruise on the back of your head, it seems like you were hit by something heavy before you lost consciousness. A heavy iron chain tied around your feet. Someone has trapped you here. You try remembering what had happened before you lost conscience, but you can't recall anything. Let's investigate the surroundings first. Sure, wall. The room is surrounded by four walls without any windows. It's weirdly cleaned up. No ashes or sand can be seen. What are we, at the beach? Why are we expecting ashes or sand? Looks like a prison built by a germaphobe. I didn't mean to touch the wall. Again. No signal. We still have our phone? Crazy! I might be in a remote place underground. Where to investigate next? There's a mattress on the floor. The mattress feels really hard to lie on. Near the door, there's a serving of spaghetti with tomato sauce and a bottle of water. Also, a round plastic fork that's completely harmless was thoughtfully attached. It's still warm. It feels like it was sent here not long ago. You peek through the keyhole, but you see nothing outside. I wonder where I am. I mean, I clicked on anything. What's the next move? I'd listen first. You can't hear anything other than your own breathing. The soundproofing in this room can't be particularly good. I don't know. Ooh, I don't know, guys. Yell for. Okay, because here's the thing, right? If I'm in a situation like this, why would I yell? I see that I'm surrounded in a brick room, essentially, right? I would just. I wouldn't. You know what? I would use the fork. I don't know. I would do something more like looking around. I would look at the ceiling. I would see if I can, like, somehow shimmy my way out. I mean, again, it's unrealistic in any standard, but I don't feel like personally I would yell for help. Nobody answers. Ignore that, guys. Sure. You make the room messy and dirty with food. Listen. You can't hear any other sounds for your own breathing. Okay, particularly good. Yell again, I guess. Yell again. Go to sleep. I guess. Maybe it's fatigue caused by nervousness, but you still fall asleep. You open your eyes after hearing some noises. Yeah, that's not creepy. You got one eyeball? A tall man wearing a mask is squatting on the ground looking at you with his head tilted. He looks extremely displeased. Don't huff at me. You notice the mop and bucket he brought with him. I'm like nosy. Who are you? Why did you abduct me? He starts to clean up, ignoring your questions. After a while, the dirty room became clean. He doesn't forget to spray alcohol everywhere to disinfect when he's done. The first day passed. You feel very hungry. There's been no food or water sent here since yesterday. Oh, now I understand why the beginning. Oh, gosh. You can't muster any strength. You need to replenish calories, maintain bodily functions, or else you'll faint. Okay, so I guess this is how I pass away. You're lying on a bed in a daze with only one breath left. In a trance, you hear a sound of heavy gates open one by one, and then its footsteps getting closer to you. You feel that your body is in the air. It seems like someone has picked you up. You think it would be great if it's the police coming to rescue you. The possibility makes you fall asleep in peace. But you never wake up again. Bad end, 6 out of 1. Messy is unacceptable. See. Fine. Ooh, that's terrible. Skip. Skip this. I end the investigation? Yes. We'll just sleep. Let's start with that. Let's see what happens from here.
Now the freezer is full.
What does that mean?
The freezer is full, and there's no space for more. 7 days.
He pauses
There
and
won't
thinks.
be space until 7 days later. If you die now, you'll rot.
Ooh, what do you mean? So I only have 7 days left to live. He nods and he walks out of the door. Why aren't we like trying to... Wait, you can't just leave me here like this, please. Let's investigate the surroundings first. Mattress. Sleep. Cancel. No, dude. Door. You see the shadow of the man walking around. Seems to be busy with something. What is he doing? The meal. A bread and a bottle of water. What else do you want me to do but sleep at that point? Please try to improve your survival rate within 7 days. Let's investigate and look around. The door. You check the keyhole. You seem to see something. You see that there's a vague figure at the end of the door. You sense something wrong, realize that what it is after narrowing your eyes. This is an artwork made of a human body, not a human being. Oh! Ah! You hear the door open. You slowly push the door, and there's no trace of the strange man. First, you go into a room with a large freezer, sink, and operating table. Then you open another heavy door. You find yourself in a room full of glass display jars. The jars are all filled with specimens made from human body parts. It's likely you're in an art museum. Could it be he wanted to freeze me as material for specimen artwork? Why do we care? You're thinking. You're seeing the scene. Admire the artworks. Alright. Play psychopath to maybe survive? You look around and admire his work and relish. You look at them for 15 minutes.
Interesting.
Ooh. You hear a voice coming from the corner. It turns out to be the man has been watching you from a blind spot behind the glass cabinet. I like them. They're so beautiful. Fake it till you make it, baby. The man goes silent, his head tilted for a couple seconds after hearing your comment. He seems to be thinking about something.
Don't you consider it cruel or bloodthirsty to them?
Yes, but you're not going to know that. No, I feel nothing at all.
You're such a weirdo.
Says the... You think, aren't you talking about yourself? Literally. After you have a tour of his display room, he locks you back in the small room you were locked in. You go to sleep for the end of the day. Mess that up. Your survival rate increases. I know it would, because you have to play nice with crazy people. So stupid. Until noon, you don't see breakfast or lunch being delivered. You're already starving. You're waiting for him to bring dinner, but what you get is not dinner. Instead, you hear the door open. A light shines through the crack of the half door, looking like an intriguing invitation. You open the door and walk into the light. You first arrive at the room with the operating table outside the door, but this time the operating table is not empty. There's a defrosted human corpse on it. The man pops out of somewhere. He unties the iron chains from your feet and hands a surgical knife in his hands to you.
First, where do you think the first cut should be?
His voice sounds cold, like kind of a teacher who gives a student hard questions on purpose. Okay, hold on. Let's think about this logically, right? As much as I want to attack him with the surgical knife, look at all the weapons around us. And I'm pretty sure he would expect that. So, maybe beautiful work always comes with some sacrifices. Without hesitation, you stab the abdomen of the corpse with a knife. But due to lack of professionalism, the lines you cut are crooked and ugly. And this is when he gets close behind your back and holds your hand. You're both holding the surgical knife like you two are cutting cake together. With his hand, the lines become smooth and clean. Same, sis! You can smell you can smell an ocean perfume on him due to how close you are. It seems to be sprayed to cover up the smell of formalin. You can feel the warmth on your back and his fingers are a little cold. He's focusing on cutting the corpse and your hand keeps moving under his lead. He could have killed you or ignored you, but he didn't. You start to speculate the purpose of his behaviors. Could it be that he wants someone who can ignore the cruelty of his process and understand him? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Don't sympathize with crazy people, homie. Do not sympathize with people like this, okay? Play the game to survive, but no. You think. After the happy creative time ends, you're locked in your room you were in. You go to sleep at the end of the day. Oh my gosh. Noontime, day 4. Until noon, you don't see breakfast or lunch being delivered. You're already starving. You notice that something is shining in the corner. Seems like the man accidentally dropped it last night. You open the door with the key. You go past the operating table where you two spent creative time together last night. The display room. Then you discover the unnatural, uneven marks on the wall at the corner. You find a trapdoor. After pushing the trapdoor, you see a normal basement storage. At the corner of the storage room, you see stairs that go up. It turns out this is really an underground secret room, hidden layer by layer with trapdoor. No wonder sound insulation is so good. Okay, babes. Baby. Walk slow, okay? I'm just like, girl. Anyway, you push it hard. What catches you? Interior cozy cabin. This looks uncomfortable. Do you know this person? We have dead flowers. We have, I don't know what that is. We got empty jars. We got a deer head. Then you realize the heavy wooden door board you just pushed back is a bookcase. You look around and there are insect specimens everywhere in the cabin. There's also a reindeer head specimen hanging on the wall. Then you walk into the living room. You see the young man with handsome face and pale skin laying on the sofa. The ocean-scented perfume and the faint smell of formalin emanates from his body. It's him! He's the masked man who kidnapped you, but he's not wearing the mask this time. His sleeping face has a ferocious expression. His neck is sweating and he seems to be trembling. He looks like he's sick. At this time, you decide to run! If you don't run away now, then when? You open the door and find a forest heavy with snow outside. You remember why you came here. You were traveling alone. In the evening, your car hit a deer on the forest road and then stalled. With no cell phone signal and deep in the mountains, you walked on the road for 30 minutes until it got dark. Then you saw the lights of a cabin in the forest and decided to ask the occupant for help. That's when you witnessed the scene. You witnessed a man wearing a mask dragging a corpse into the cabin. Unfortunately, you were discovered by the man. You ran wildly on the mountain road, but the man was more familiar with the terrain than you were, and he quickly got in front of you and knocked you out. Can we just steal his car? Then, when you opened your eyes, you were on the underground secret room. But this time, this man fell ill on the couch. There's no one to stop you. A sharp pain hit your calf, and you look down at bloodstained. Oh my gosh. There's bear traps placed around the cabin, and it's difficult for you to identify them because they're covered in snow. Then that's all. Oh. And more bear traps are triggered. You are no longer you. You are an unrecognizable piece of flesh. The snow is dyed an even brighter red, and you can only wait for the wolves to eat up your remains. Bro! How are you? I just... Bruh. He points to the plate on the floor, like indicating that you should finish your meal quickly. Thinking that the strange man might have poisoned the meal, you shake your head in fear. Seeing you have no intention of eating, he looks distressed.
You can't die. Not now.
He slowly speaks with a deep and
The
steady voice.
freezer is full.
Okay, now we can skip.
Except if you die now, you'll rot.
What am I... At this moment in time, what can I do? What can I do? You know what? Yeah, let's do this. You say all the curse words you can think of in your life. You raise your fist and smash it against the glass cup, but before your fist hits it, your wrists are grabbed by somebody. Before you realize that the man is already standing behind you.
The last thing I welcome is an uneducated person like you.
Crazy. You feel a twinge in your abdomen, and then red, warm liquid flows out. Then he cleans up the scene carefully. After dissolving you with strong acid, he buries you in the garden. You're not even good enough to be material. That's crazy! Alright, let's play seriously now. Skip all of this. End investigation, yes. Sleep, yes.
You not set if you die now, you'll rot.
Mattress. Door. Admire the artwork.
Interesting. Don't you? You're such a weirdo. Where do you think the first cut should be?
I'm gonna go ahead and follow my script that I did before, only because, genuinely, I just don't want my character to die again. And then I'll do, like, the other secret endings, this and that. Because nothing frustrates me more than, like, playing around first without getting to the main ending, if that makes sense. Stay and take care of him. Living room. Don't skip. Okay. The man, his expression is ferocious. He seems to be in pain. He's still having a fever. Where to investigate next? The sofa. You don't think it's good for a patient to sleep on a sofa, but you can't move him with your strength. Specimens. It feels like he did all of them. The workmanship of these specimens are exquisite. Where to investigate next? Photo frames. There's a photo frame on the shelf. It's a photo of him standing at the entrance of a judicial mental hospital with a man in a doctor's robe. Oh, okay, great. It's cocoa powder. There's a jar of cocoa powder on a cup of it. Let's make a cup of cocoa. The lockbox. There's a lockbox with a combination lock on the shelf. I don't know. Okay. Bookcase? You find some of his profile files in the bookcase. Name, Helen Otis. Gender, male. Birthday, October 1st, 1980. Oh, think again. October 1st, 1980. October 1st, 1980. There is a note in the box that says, whoa. Hold on, let me get a piece of paper. Hold on, guys. Okay. V equals 2FT P3SLILA 0. I wonder what it means. The living room is spotlessly clean. Uh-huh. I don't... I mean, we already answered it. Oh, I guess end, yeah. The kitchen is spotlessly cleaned. There's some ice cubes in it. These can cool down his body temperature. You find some clean towels in the kitchen cabinet. I can soak the towel in ice water and place it on the patient's forehead to cool him down. Sis, what? Ooh. Think again, hold on. Yeah, that's it. You return to the living room, wring out the excess water from the towel-soaked ice water and placed it on his head. His ferocious expression gradually softened. You once again notice his hair, his fair skin, long eyelashes, and his slightly curly black hair. If you don't say he's a murderer, his sleeping face looks very harmless now. After a while, I would be shocked too! He wakes up to the scent of you brewing cocoa and sits up on the couch. He looks a little shocked. He looks around quickly and seems to understand what's going on.
Why are you doing this?
Because I died by bear traps last time. I want to ask myself
You
that
saw
too.
me faint and didn't choose to run away.
I did die actually.
You're such a weirdo.
You're right. Is there anyone weirder than you in this house? You can help, but complain about him. You seem to see the corners of his mouth relax slightly for a few seconds, and the atmosphere between you relaxes. He doesn't drink cocoa you brewed for him. It seems like he's still a little wary of you. Can't you tell me who you are?
Painter. That's the name they gave me for my modus operandi. If you find it difficult to pronounce, you can call me BP.
Even though he told you it's just a nickname, at least you know how to call him now. After a brief conversation on the sofa, he does not lock you back in the underground secret room. Perhaps he's staying to take care of him when he fell ill was enough to prove that you won't run away. You get up from the sofa and continue to look at the specimen decorations in the living room. He sits on the sofa, crosses his leg, picks up a book and starts reading.
By the way, you better not try to escape. There are traps all around the cabin, and only I know how to get in and out safely.
What if I just grab a stick and just start, like, whacking them all? You sit on the sofa. Soon, a wave of sleepiness comes over you. I'm just saying! Today, you fall asleep on the sofa in the living room, not in the cold underground secret room. Your survival rate increases. You see him busy cleaning in and out of the house early in the morning. I'll come help too. After finishing speaking, you pick up the rag and bucket and join the cleaning, but you can't really see where this almost spotless house needs to be clean. You're just taking a wet rag and wiping down on the clean cabinet. Do you usually love cleaning this much?
It would soon be covered with a layer of dust.
Although he doesn't talk much, his tone and voice gives you a gentle feeling, doesn't make you feel nervous. You climb up the short ladder and wipe the high cabinets with a rag. Suddenly, a cockroach crawls out of the crack of the I would scream. I would scream and cry. You are all so frightened that you lose balance and fall backwards. Honestly, yeah, me too. You close your eyes. But what you got is not the pain from falling on the ground, but a warm feeling. You open your eyes and find out he's holding you like a princess. You know, it's the music for me. I don't know. You know. I'm just not crazy, I guess. He catches you with the same old cold expression.
Are
in his
you
face.
alright?
Am I? You know, like, I got 2 more days. Perhaps to resolve the awkwardness, he asks, I'm alright, it was just a cockroach. Hearing the word cockroach, he puts you down. He takes 2 steps back from the cabinet you just went and then says calmly.
Don't come near here yet. It's dangerous.
Okay. You can't help but chuckle at the thought of murderer being afraid of cockroaches. Dog, honestly. Fine, whatever you say. The interaction just now feels a little warm from this cold murderer. At least you see more of his reactions and expressions. This is a rare relaxation you haven't felt in the tense days. He could have let you off the ladder, but you were just tougher to catch. Wait. You know how we had the phone in the beginning of the game? While he was asleep, couldn't I just kind of like casually send a text saying, yo, here's my location? It looked like she had a fucking iPhone. She could have been like, hey Bessie, here's my location. I'm not like casually kidnapped or anything. Can you call the police? Thank you. I don't know. Somehow you feel that after these few days of getting along, maybe now you both have different ideas about each other than you originally had. It was only a clear relationship between a murderer who wanted to hunt and a prey who was trying to escape. But now it has an extra layer of the magic of friendship, causing the interaction between you to have an indescribable sense of dissonance. Just when you pick up the old newspaper and prepare to wipe down the windows, you find a police parked on the road, and it yes! 2 police officers get out of the car and keep looking towards it. Yes! At some point, BP is already behind you looking out the window.
Wait for a second.
And then he walks out of the door to talk to the police officers.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Are you Mr. Otis?
Yes, I am.
Have you ever seen these people around here? The police officer takes out some photos in his pocket.
Have these people committed a crime and are running away?
No, these people are missing people around the area.
I haven't seen them before, but wolves and bears often appear around here.
Can we check your cabin?
Yes, come in.
BP behaves very kindly and politely. After speaking, he leads the way for the officers.
Please, follow my footsteps. I placed some traps near the cabin to protect against wild wolves and bears. You don't want to step on them.
The police officers enter the house and see you. Hello, this is...
An old friend who came to visit me recently.
You greet the police officer with a smile and nod. At the same time, a police officer quickly looks at the missing person's photo in his hands, then he puts the photo back in his pocket. It seems that your disappearance has not been discovered by anyone yet. You stand next to the bookcase, blocking the entrance to the secret room. After searching around, the police find nothing unusual and leave. His trust in you increases. I'm frustrated. Because here's the thing. There's 2 police officers, both who I assume have guns, right? And we're in a cabin with this person who is defenseless and doesn't feel good. I don't care about his trust. Homie was about to snip me, okay? So what? Today you still sleep on the couch in the living room instead of a cold basement. Half asleep, you hear the sound of someone approaching. When you notice the person seems to be very close to you, you pretend to be asleep, and the person just looks at your sleeping face quietly. The man stretches out his hand and takes it back just as he's about to touch your hair. He turns around and leaves. Day 6. You see him busy in the kitchen for a while. Then breakfast is served in front of you. There's a piece of toast with just the right crispiness on the large round plate and a poached egg on top of the toast and some lettuce and salad. Honestly, this looks delicious. The plating looks delicious. The drink is a cup of freshly brewed hot cocoa. Thank God, I hate coffee so much. The cutlery gives you around is a plastic fork with no offensive features. You sit around the dining table and start eating, while he sits on the chair opposite to you and flips through a book. It's snowing outside, and you listen to the squeaking sound of the fireplace, and the atmosphere in the cabin is particularly comfortable. As long as you ignore the fact that you are in the same room as the murderer who kidnapped you, and everything is really relaxing. You look at him, who is full of mysteries, and some questions arise in your mind, and you decide to ask that carefully. Can I ask you a question?
What is it?
I don't like that tone of voice. You ask bravely. He looks at you for a moment.
I was going to make you into some kind of doll at first. Your eyes are beautiful, but if they are left alone, they'll become rotten and sunken. So I would like to dig your eyes out and put them in a glass jar and soak them in formalin to preserve them.
Yeah, it's not like I'm creeped out right
Glass beads will be placed in the empty eye sockets to replace the eyes. You look very pleasing to the eye, so I would also like to keep the head intact.
now. We gotta make him
You're
happy.
welcome.
Don't smile at me! Why did he say at first? Has his mind changed? You're curious, but you don't have the guts to ask further.
Usually, I would read some anatomy and taxidermy books, but today is different.
What are you reading today?
The Truman Show.
Dude, that's a good movie.
The whole world that the protagonist lives in, including himself, is all just someone's creation. Everything that happens is watched by the audience, and there is no privacy at all. But he is completely unaware that he is in such a large theater. Very ridiculous, right?
It's sad. When I watched The Truman Show, it was heartbreaking because you gotta remember this person's whole life was taken away from them.
I can't imagine this to happen in reality, or to me. If our world was like The Truman Show, how would the audience view the current situation? I understand. After all, normal people cannot forgive me for such behavior. But I don't care what they think. I just want to complete my work. I have always been a selfish man.
I saw many potted plants on the shelves in the living room, but why are they all withered?
I have tried my best. I don't know why they always die.
You pick up the book next to you and start flipping through. It's a book about the possibility of having a completely opposite version of yourself in a parallel world. If there was a complete opposite version of you, what do you think it would be like?
Oh, that book. Let me think. Probably a guy wearing a burgundy coat and always having a smile on his face.
Why is it a burgundy coat?
Because I like blue. If he is the opposite of me, he should like red, right?
Sure. It's noontime. To thank you for making me breakfast today, let me make lunch in return. He frowns at you, expression like, are you out of your mind? Don't worry, you said there are traps outside the house, only you know how to get in and out normally. Even if I resist you with a knife, I can't escape.
Okay, but I'll keep an eye on you. Don't try anything stupid.
Great. As for what to cook and the ingredients, well, a bad idea flushed through your head and curiosity makes you ask. Do you eat human flesh?
No. Why would I do that?
I don't know, sir, because you kind of use people for, like, art pieces, so it's not that far-fetched.
I just use human bodies as materials for making art, and I never think about eating them.
I don't know why you sound repulsed by the idea when you're doing something, like, just, wow. I thought you had some degree
Let's
of cannibalism.
put it this way. Do you eat paint and painting tools?
No.
Just because I kill people to use as materials to make works doesn't mean I will eat them. Also, I'm different from those who have fun committing a crime and kill purely for the sake of killing. Don't confuse me with that kind of unprincipled guy.
The pot calling the kettle black? What the fuck are you
wouldn't
talking
do
about?
anything unless necessary. You are here only because you witnessed the crime scene.
No! Cook a common dish. You look at the ingredients in the refrigerator. There are eggs, tomatoes, white rice, curry powder. Okay, I've decided. You turn on the oven and start to cook. He watches the entire production process. Rather than worrying about you escaping, he's more worried about you blowing up the kitchen. Soon after, a normal curry omelet rice was served. Don't worry, there's no poison. Weren't you watching me the whole process? He starts to move after you finish speaking. Takes a spoonful of omelet rice and puts it in his mouth. What do you think?
It's surprisingly quite delicious.
What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just that no one has cooked for me for a long time.
Yeah, maybe because you keep killing them. I can make you more if you like. You had a fairly pleasant afternoon.
Hey, hey!
What? You were woken up by your sleep by the man. His face is close to you, his blue eyes are staring at you. What do you want? You sit on the couch and rub your eyes.
Got to go.
Got to
I've
go?
noticed something unusual about the number of police cars patrolling nearby recently. They must have some relevant evidence and are doubting it. It is very likely there is an ambush outside. It's snowing heavily outside now, and I think it's time to leave now. Come with me or not. It's your choice.
Oh. Okay. You choose to stay. Oh, good. I saved before I could. I'm going to stay. I want to stay and live a normal life. You think that crazy journey should not go on anymore?
Okay, I understand.
Don't take my life. 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 Suddenly, his face moves closer to you, just when he's about to touch you. Ah! He takes a piece of cloth and covers your mouth and nose hard. After struggling for 2 to 3 minutes, your consciousness gradually becomes blurred. Why did I think that he would just, when you're back in the basement again? You're tied to a chair and you can't move your body. You try to break free, but you fail. The rope is tied very firmly. You hear someone's footsteps getting closer to the door. The door opens. He walks in slowly, something behind his back. He moves closer and closer until he's at your ear. You can hear his breathing and your own heartbeat. You close your eyes out of fear. You can feel scratching your skin softly with the back of the knife, and his cold metal stimulates your nerves. His palm is holding the back of your neck through his glove, as if studying your face and thinking about where to cut it. The fear boils inside your tears, filling your eyes unconsciously. Suddenly, he fiercely holds up the back of your neck, forcing you to look in the eyes. He slowly speaks in a soft tone in your ear.
If you stay here, you might reveal my information to the police. The risk of keeping you alive is too high.
Oh, no.
But even if I say I want you to come with me, a normal person like you will leave me one day. I quite like you. And if it's you, I would like to turn you into a work and put you somewhere I can see you every day. It's you who made me realize that I might be more selfish than I thought.
Guys, my mouth is open because I did not realize I made the stupidest choice ever. And the thing is, like, duh. Duh.
Don't worry. I'll saw your head off as material for artwork and visit you every day.
I'm worried.
Thank you for spending these few days with me. I felt quite at ease.
I don't.
We'll have more time to spend together in the future.
The red flower flows from the neck. Day 7. Now you can neither feel or think. Everything becomes dark. Oh, what happened? Oh, your body and your skull are separated. He finds a new place after he takes your head and leaves the cabin. He carefully makes your head into a specimen and your eyes are replaced with glass beads. You are made into a beautiful but also creepy doll, and he visits you often. You become his favorite work, and you are with him forever in the form of art. Good end! 4 out of... Nah. Load that. Load that bad boy. Go with him. What do you want me to do? I'm fine with both choices, but I need you to look at me in the eyes and tell me, what do you prefer me to do?
I prefer...
He hesitates to speak and looks away like he's trying to think about something. Oh, oh, I had 2 seconds. Did you guys notice that? Your behavior makes him a little panicked. He doesn't seem to be in a good at this kind of situation. You notice that his ears are flushed, and this unexpected reaction makes you want to tease him a bit. What do you want? What do you prefer me to do?
I prefer...
Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. After a moment, he speaks
that you come with me.
He tries to look at you in the eyes and speaks.
We'll set off
thoughts.
early tomorrow morning.
Babes, I'm trying to live!
Follow my footsteps.
You follow the shoe prints and he lives on the snow and finally succeed in avoiding the many traps around the cabin. As you are walking through the forest, you hear movements behind you. Freeze! In the snowstorm, several policemen who are lying in an ambush chase after you. You ignore them and keep running forward. Bang! gunshot across the sky. You feel pain in your left calf. You are shot. He turns to look at you as if he's considering whether to leave you. Run! You yell at him, but he approaches you. And he holds you in his arms. You feel warmth on your forehead. He kisses your what? Hold. Uh-huh. You feel the time freeze at this, but yeah, he's gonna get shot. Kisses almost like then he leaves you and runs forward, disappearing into the heavy snow. You were taken back to the police for questioning. You say throughout the process that you were a victim. On that note, you were not lying. You don't really feel any unnecessary. So there's no relevant evidence to prove that you're an accomplice. The police only release you after a long interrogation. After that, can I tell them 2 years passed. Now you live in a cheap little apartment. You live an ordinary life, as if what happened 2 years ago never happened. Today is Halloween, and every household nearby has put some thought into making decorations. But for you, it's just another day of work. When you return to your apartment after getting off work in the evening, the strange thing is that as soon as you open the door, you feel a gust of wind. You remember that you closed the window before going out. Just when you are about to close the window, you find a gift left by someone on the table next to the windowsill, the red rose. You don't know why, but you have a feeling that BP was been there. Every Halloween after that, you receive a rose at your residence, like a once-a-year greeting. Although he says nothing, the rose seems to tell everything. Although you have certain similarities, you are two people from different worlds after all. Perhaps living your own life. This is the best outcome for you both. I would agree! Good end. Okay. Okay. We're gonna load this bad boy again. So, go with him. And then we're just not gonna hold his hand.
I prefer.
Do nothing.
If I take you with me, you might become a burden in the process. But if I don't take you, it will be even worse if you reveal my information to the police.
He calmly
So
knows.
you might as well come with me.
Uh-huh.
Follow my footsteps.
Yeah. Freeze. Did he leave me this time, or what does he do? And then you feel a pain in your back. He hand is holding from you behind has a sharp blade. He pierces your... Everything becomes dark. Until just now you realize that you chose to follow because... I want to follow him. I don't know. You wake up in the nightmare and you're lying on a comfortable bed. You look around and find yourself in a cozy looking room with specimens hanging on the walls.
Are you alright?
I don't know. You're the one who shunk me. I'm alright. 2 years after that night 2 years ago, even after you were shot in the leg, the two of you continued to run forward in the snow. Fortunately, the wind and snow were strong enough to cover your whereabouts, so you were not caught. After that, you came to another remote mountainous area, rented another cabin.
If you're fine, get up quickly. I will need your help in today's creation.
Yes, teacher. Bro, if you don't sit your bubblegum dum-dum
Bring
self.
me the bone saw. Iron in the blood will trigger a luminol reaction. Any area with bloodstains outside should be wiped with hydrogen peroxide at least 3 times. Wiping blood-stained areas with hydrogen peroxide reduces the luminescence, but when it's dark, it still glows obviously to the naked eye. So, try not to leave bloodstains anywhere other than the basement. Good girl. You're learning fast.
You assist him in cleaning up crime scenes, assist him in completing his creations. During the day, you pretend to be a good citizen under false identities, and at night, in a place where people can't see, you create creations that are outraged by both humans and gods. The paranoia of art, the clean, the neat killing methods, the cautious, intelligent thoughts, the neat and visible crime scenes. You're obsessed with everything about him, and he's the person you long to follow. You long to become a second him under his leadership. He's a good mentor. Rather than pampering his disciple, he prefers to use guidance to let you learn freely. You have become a pawn that he's proud of. For him, you would do anything. Until an accident occurred while committing a crime, his legs were permanently injured, and he could only walk on a crutch ever since. He is already in his 40s, but you still feel the traces of times that make his elegance even more charming. Just when you think that the bloody painter's evil deeds have come to an end.
I have nothing left to teach you.
Teacher, what do you mean by that?
You seem to like this mask very much. I don't think I'll use it anymore, so I'll give it to you. What to do next is up to you.
He gives the mask to you. You look at the mask in your hand and seem to understand the meaning of your teacher's words. You think to yourself that maybe your encounter with him years ago was just for this moment. I won't disappoint you. The legend continues. good. You know what, guys? I'm gonna call it here. Why? Because so this game is good, right? I like the story plots. I like how it's the click through on your different options, but I'm getting frustrated with this character because I would never. But that being said, they really did do a good job with creating this game. A lot of thought process went into it. I think the voice acting was beautifully done. I had a lot of fun playing this game. I'm not gonna lie. I just emotionally cannot handle the main character's choices because they're not exactly the ones I would have done. Ugh, it's so hard being me. Anyway, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and stay sunny.